This video is brought to you by John Robson Guitar Tuition. If you enjoy the content, please consider supporting the channel by enrolling on a course, purchasing some guitar lessons or a t-shirt, or you can join my Patreon. Now, on with the show. Hello chaps, welcome once again to John Robson Guitar Tuition. As always, I do hope you're well. Just a quick little first impressions video for you today, basically on this guitar, this Vox. It's a Vox Virage SDC-33. It doesn't belong to me, it's been loaned to me by a very generous chap called David, who loaned me the Artist AP59 guitar that you may have seen me, the single cut, the Les Paul copy, that you may have seen me reviewing recently. And when he came to pick that up, he dropped this and another guitar off, and we'll be looking at them both in turn. But this is the one we're looking at today, the Vox Virage SDC-33. Got quite a few quirky kind of things going on with it, and when these guitars came out in, I think, about 2010, they caused quite a stir because, you know, they were different from much of everything else that was around, and we're going to be looking at what those quirky little differences are. Because it's sadly now a discontinued model, features and spec and information on this guitar is a little bit sparse to come by, but you can see I've lifted a little bit of a screenshot here from an archived web page about this guitar. You can see that it has a solid ash construction with a rosewood fingerboard. Presumably solid ash refers to the body. I've never heard of an ash guitar neck. When we look down at the scale length, you can see 25.125 inches. Again, can you think of any other guitars that have that scale length? There's 25 inch, there's 25 and a half, there's 24 and 3/4, but not 25.125. But the real kind of oddity and quirkiness of this guitar comes in the form of the pickups. They look like P90s, but they're not. These are Vox's own proprietary pickups that they refer to as Coax pickups. They're humbuckers, and the first thing to mention is that all settings on this guitar in terms of pickup selection and everything else that we're going to be looking at, everything is hum cancelling. They are humbuckers, but unlike regular side-by-side humbucker coils or stacked humbucker coils, what we've got on these pickups are kind of coaxial coils, an inner coil and an outer coil. And this little two-way switch here, basically, I think it's kind of, when it's in the up position, it's labelled, it's supposedly clean mode, and then lead mode with it down. It just adds or subtracts winds from the pickups, but as I say, it's all hum cancelling, so, you know, they got a lot of plaudits when these guitars came out for the variety and versatility of the sound. So I guess that's what we'll kind of take a look at here. I'm in the middle position on the pickup selector. We've got the pickup selector down here, by the way, and there's your little mode switch there. I'm on the middle position, and as always, I'm going into the blue guitar on Mercury Edition on the Vintage channel, which gives a nice kind of edge of breakup, Marshall-y kind of tone. Let's hear what this sounds like with a switch in the up position. We've got this tone. And then let's hit the switch down, see what happens. Kind of like going from a single coil guitar to a P90 guitar. I've got the volume control rolled way down here as well, so let's go to the bridge pickup and crank the volume control up and see what kind of fun we can have with this switch there. Here we go. Yeah, they don't sound like humbuckers. There's that single coil P90-ish kind of snap wherever you go, and this switch just here seems to make it sound a little bit fatter. I don't think kind of gainy sort of tones are this guitar's natural habitat, though. It seems to be happier and seems to kind of I don't know, just flourish in a less gainy environment. That doesn't mean I'm not going to throw some gain at it when I do the full review, because it's me, after all. But yeah, I mean, let's just point the camera down, and with a sort of semi-broken up sound, I'm going to go through each kind of combination of sounds on the selector and the mode switch here. Let's have a play. So, a definite single coil jangle to everything there. It's got that kind of bright, spanky single coilness, very kind of P90-ish. If I was to say that, if I hadn't told you about these pickups here, and I said I was playing a P90 equipped guitar that had an onboard boost, that would have been a plausible explanation, or a plausible, kind of way of describing what's going on here, I suppose. And that's probably the best way to think of this guitar. Think of it, if you like P90 kind of tones, that sort of clarity and bite of a single coil, but with a bit more fatness, kind of rolled in, and you can switch between a thinner or a fatter mode of that tone, then that's probably the best way to think of this guitar. These pickups are hum cancelling, as I say, in all positions of this and the pickup selector switch, but you never really get a humbucker kind of tone out of it. We'll explore whether that's the case in the full review video that I do of this, but this is just a first impressions video. In terms of playability, we spent a lot of time talking about the sounds, but in terms of playability, it's a really, really nice guitar to play. Low buzz-free action, perfectly cut note, balances fantastically well. I mean, look at that, no neck dive there or anything. And when I do the full review, I will obviously give you all the weights and measures and everything. Measuring those pickup readings should be fun. Don't know what we'll kind of get out of those, but there's also, I don't know if you can see here, a gentle kind of curve in this plane to the body here, so that when you kind of hold it, it seems to snuggle up to you in a very endearing way, it has to be said. So there it is. Those are my first impressions of the Vox Virage SDC-33. This guitar is, I think I mentioned earlier, it's a discontinued guitar, but there are loads of them out there on the used market, and if you are looking for something a little bit out of the ordinary, who else is going to have one of these on your local gigging circuit, then it might be well worth checking out. Coming up on Sunday, I'm going to be doing the usual full weights and measures kind of review of this. We'll look at how much it weighs, we'll look at the nut width, we'll look at the pickup readings, we'll look at, the neck profile and all that sort of stuff, and of course we'll hear it in a mix, but that is a story for another day, and that's the video for today, folks. Hope you've enjoyed it and found it entertaining, useful and informative in some small way, and if that's the case, please hit the subscribe button and the notification notification bell if you haven't already done so. And why not drop me a like as well while you're at it. Don't forget the live stream every Friday, 5 p.m. UK time. We drink beer and talk about music and guitars and the meaning of life, whatever crops up basically. It's a great way to kick off the weekend, and I'd love to see you there if you can make it. But for now, I'll bid you all a good day and say thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your time. Look after yourselves, folks. Stay well, stay safe, and above all, stay sane. Bye for now.